This night is cold in the kingdom. I can feel you fade away. From the kitchen to the bathroom sinking. Your steps keep me awake. Don't cut me down, throw me out, leave me here to waste. I once was a man with dignity and grace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your cold embrace. So please, please, could you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down, let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Cold skin, drag my feet on the tile as I'm walking down the corridor. And I know we haven't talked in a while, so I'm looking for an open door. Don't cut me down, throw me out, leave me here to waste. I once was a man with dignity and grace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your cold embrace. So please, please, could you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down, let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. And I can't stop myself from falling down. 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 Could you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down, let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. The way you felt in my arms, our chemistry was sacred. Oh, I fell for your charm, I was so infatuated. But you left me in the dark and my heart completely vacant. Now I don't know, is your heart just preconditioned for brevity? I don't mean to accuse you of refusing longevity, but I cannot excuse you for abusing my empathy. My empathy. I can take rejection, but you gave the impression that this was the inception of something real. The way you felt in my arms, our chemistry was sacred. Oh, I fell for your charm, I was so infatuated. But you left me in the dark and my heart completely vacant. Now I don't know how you could look me in the eye and tell me that you love me when you knew it was a lie. I was headed for Kentucky when you called to say goodbye. How did I not see it coming? Now I don't know. Maybe I'm the one to blame. I have a tendency for always ignoring my brain when it says to me that someone's been manipulating my empathy. My empathy. I can take rejection, but you gave the impression that this was the inception of something real. The way you felt in my arms, our chemistry was sacred. Oh, I fell for your charm, I was so infatuated. But you left me in the dark and my heart completely vacant. Now I don't know how you could look me in the eye and tell me that you love me when you knew it was a lie. I was headed for Kentucky when you called to say goodbye. How did I not see it coming? our chemistry was sacred. Oh, I fell for your charm, I was so infatuated. But you left me in the dark and my heart completely vacant. Now I don't know. She was 19 with a baby on the way. On the east side of the city, she was working every day, cleaning dishes in the evening, she could barely stay awake. She was clinging to the feeling that her luck was gonna change. And across town, she would take the bus at night to a one-bedroom apartment. And when she'd turn on the lights, she would sit down at the table, tell herself that it's alright. She was waiting on the day she hoped her baby would arrive. She'd never be alone, have someone to hold. And when nights were cold, she'd say, the world's not perfect, but it's not that bad if we got each other, and that's all we have. I will be your mother and I'll hold your hand. You should know I'll be there for you when the world's not perfect, when the world's not kind. If we have each other, then we'll both be fine. I will be your mother and I'll hold your hand. You should know I'll be there for you. They were 90 and were living at the days on the west side of the city, next to where they got engaged. They had pictures on the walls of all the memories that they made. And though life is never easy, they were thankful that they stayed with each other. And though sometimes were hard, even when she made him angry, he would never break her heart. No, they didn't have the money to afford a fancy car, but they never had to travel, cause they never be apart. Even at the end, their love was stronger than the day that they first met. They'd say, the world's not perfect, but it's not that bad if we got each other, and that's all we have. I will be your lover and I'll hold your hand. You should know I'll be there for you when the world's not perfect, when the world's not kind. If we have each other, then we'll both be fine. I will be your lover and I'll hold your hand. You should know I'll be there for you. You should know I'll be there for you. I'm 23 and my folks are getting old. I know they don't have forever and I'm scared to be alone. So I'm thankful for my sister, even though sometimes we fight. When high school wasn't easy, she's the reason I survived. I know she never leave me and I hate to see her cry. So I wrote this verse to tell her that I'm always by her side. I wrote this verse to tell her that I'm always by her side. I wrote this verse to tell her that the world's not perfect, but it's not that bad if we got each other, and that's all we have. I will be your brother and I'll hold your hand. You should know I'll be there for you when the world's not perfect, when the world's not kind. If we have each other, then we'll both be fine. I will be your brother and I'll hold your hand. You should know I'll be there for you. Seems you've been changing lately, I can feel the distance in your touch. There's two people in this hallway, but there's only one of us that's trying to keep this fight going. Should I just give up? I sense trouble on the horizon, I'm afraid our time is up. The clouds are rolling and I feel you drifting away. And though my intuition tells me that it's too late, that in these conditions trying to bring back the flame, it's like trying to light a match in the rain. I still want to make you love me again. Even though my intuition tells me that it's the end, that in these conditions trying to bring back the flame, it's like trying to light a match in the rain. Yeah, I can taste it, it's the end. This love's impossible to save. Though you embrace it, I can't face it, so I look the other way. There's trouble in your eyes, but I pretend that we're okay. I wish that we could compromise, but there's just nothing left to say. The clouds are rolling and I feel you drifting away. And though my intuition tells me that it's too late, that in these conditions trying to bring match in the rain, like flying a kite in a hurricane, like riding a bike with no air chain. On a broken road, it's a losing game. Clouds are rolling and I feel you drifting away. And though my intuition tells me that it's too late, that in these conditions trying to bring back the flame. It's like trying to light a match in the rain. I still want to make you love me again. Even though my intuition tells me that it's the end, that in these conditions trying to bring back the flame. It's like trying to light a match in the rain. I don't live in California, I'll inform you that's not where I reside. I'm just a tenant paying rent inside this body, and I got two windows, and those windows, well, I call them my eyes. I'm just going where the wind blows, I don't get to decide. Sometimes I think too much, yeah, I get so caught up. I'm always stuck in my head. I wish I could escape, I tried to yesterday. Took all the sheets off my bed. Then I tied up my linen with 5 strips of ribbon I found. Scaled the side of the building, I ran to the hill so they found me. And they put me back in my cell, all by myself, alone with my thoughts again. Guess my mind is a prison and I'm never gonna get out. So they tranquilized me, analyzed me, threw me back in my cage. Then they tied me to an ivy, told me I was insane. I'm a prisoner, a visitor inside of my brain. And no matter what I do, they try to keep me in chains. Sometimes I think too much, yeah, I get so caught up. I'm always stuck in my head. I wish I could escape, I tried to yesterday. Took all the sheets off my bed. Then I tied up my linen with 5 strips of ribbon I found. Scaled the side of the building, I ran to the hill so they found me. And they put me back in my cell, all by myself, alone with my thoughts again. Guess my mind is a prison and I'm never gonna get out. Said even if it's true, no matter what I do, I'm never gonna escape. I won't give up on hope, secure another rope and try for another day. Said even if it's true, no matter what I do, I'm never gonna escape. I won't give up on hope, secure another rope and try for another day. Then I tied up my linen with 5 strips of ribbon I found. Scaled the side of the building, I ran to the hill so they found me. And they put me back in my cell, all by myself, alone with my thoughts again. Guess my mind is a prison and I'm never gonna get out. The devil doesn't bargain. It's useless, don't do this, it's hubris to try. He's ruthless, you knew this, I told you, didn't I? He's abusive, elusive, the truth is he lies. I know you don't want to let go, and just like before I can see that you're sure you can change him, but I know you won't. The devil doesn't bargain, he'll only break your heart again. That isn't worth it, darling. He's never gonna change. He'll never be Prince Charming. He'll only do you harm again. I don't mean to meddle, but the devil doesn't settle. No, the devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. I'm not one to lecture, talk down to never gonna change. He'll never be Prince Charming. He'll only do you harm again. I don't mean to meddle, but the devil doesn't settle. No, the devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. Somebody's been going through my things. Keys are on the kitchen table. Usually keep them in my nightstand. Maybe I've just had too much to drink. Lately I feel so unstable. All my friends say you're alright, man. Closing the doors, checking the locks, look out the window. Lie on the floor, calling the cops when I hear the wind blow. When they kicked open the door, I was hiding, and I came out with my hands in the air. I said, "Officer, someone's inside." And when he turned on the light, it was just me standing there in the mirror. Guess I'm a stranger to myself. Guess I'm a stranger to myself. Lonely conversations, trying to get to know the face that's staring back at me. He almost feels familiar. And just when I thought I knew him, he disappeared from view. And I'm afraid that I might be here with a killer. Closing the doors, checking the locks, look out the window. Lie on the floor, calling the cops when I hear the wind blow. When they kicked open the door, I was hiding, and I came out with my hands in the air. I said, "Officer, someone's inside." And when he turned on the light, it was just me standing there in the mirror. Guess I'm a stranger to myself. Guess I'm a stranger to myself. She's on her way to work, her heart is wearing thin. The tattoos leave a mark from everywhere she's been. 'Cause she's never in one place, she takes it on the chin. Now tears are welling up and they are rushing down her skin. While she's pushing through the door, she hides behind a grin. But no one really knows how sad she feels within. Life goes on, put a sad song on. She's trying to go the distance, but she's running out of love. It doesn't make a difference, no, it's never quite enough. Buys chocolate bars and magazines, the things that make her smile. But she falls down, down, down. She's on the way back to work at 7 when the morning sun is up. She goes home at 11 with her coat all buttoned up. Buys cigarettes and DVDs, the things that make her smile. But she falls down, down, down. She's on the way to nowhere. Driving through the rain to her house right up the road. Her name is on the mailbox, but it never feels like home. When she's climbing into bed, you know she's climbing all alone. When she's climbing into bed, she's climbing on her own. Life goes on, put a sad song on. Trying to go the distance, but she's running out of love. It doesn't make a difference, no, it's never quite enough. Buys chocolate bars and magazines, the things that make her smile. But she falls down, down, down. She's on the way back to work at 7 when the morning sun is up. She goes home at 11 with her coat all buttoned up. Buy cigarettes and DVDs, the things that make her smile, but she falls down, down, down. She's on the way to nowhere. He's working at the bar and takes the later shift. A little drunk and far too young to end up just like this. When he takes her by the hands, she does not resist. They run away to nowhere because nowhere sure beats this. She's trying to go the distance, now she's got a little love. A little makes a difference, even if it's not enough. The chocolate bars and magazines, just leave them on the shelf and put them down, down, down. She's on the way back to work at 7 when the morning sun is up. They drive home at 11 to smoke cigarettes and stuff. The DVDs and memories, you keep them to yourself. On the way down, down, down. They're on the way to nowhere. Looking at the pictures I keep on my shelf, 'cause it's been so long since I've looked like myself. Burn another candle down, burn another candle down. Running low on patience, running now on fumes. I'm never gonna make it halfway to the moon, but it's too late to turn around. But it's too late to turn around. I'm running out of oxygen. I'll never be the same again now. Same again now. Oh my God, I can't remember who I was just last December. What have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Oh my God, look in the mirror. I was young, nothing to fear once. What have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Maybe I was foolish, I guess I was naive. I didn't know what I had and I thought I had to leave. I wish that I was homeward bound. I wish that I was homeward bound. I'm searching for a signal, holding out my phone. Have I gone too far? Am I on my own? No one here to hold me now. No one here to hold me now. I'm running out of oxygen. Can't help but wish I stayed. I'm lost just like Will Robinson, a rocket man in space. Oh my God, I can't remember who I was just last December. What have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Oh my God, look in the mirror. I was young, nothing to fear once. What have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? Oh my God, I can't remember who I was just last December. Who I was just last December. Oh my God. Oh my God, look in the mirror. I was young, nothing to fear once. What have I done? How did I get here? What have I done? I'm just being realistic, being honest with myself. I've tried being optimistic, but it doesn't seem to help. So I'll just have to admit this is the hand that I've been dealt. I'm not being pessimistic, just being honest with myself. I'm not a cynic, oh today's just not my day. I've tried to spin it about 1,000 different ways, but from every angle, oh, the outlook is the same. I swear that I'm not a cynic, my glass just has no water in it today. I swear that I'm not a cynic, my glass just has no water in it. You only get that what you're given, it's not always up to you. Not every Sunday is a picnic, cause the sky ain't always blue. You can't just change the weather by changing your point of view. Some days you have to wait until the storm just passes through. I'm not a cynic, oh today's just not my day. I've tried to spin it about 1,000 different ways, but from every angle, oh, the outlook is the same. I swear that I'm not a cynic, my glass just has no water in it today. So like a boat on the ocean, I rock with the waves. God, I'm so sick of this notion that I have to fake my emotions and pretend I'm okay. So like a boat on the ocean, I'll just rock with the waves. I'm not a cynic, oh today's just not my day. I've tried to spin it about 1,000 different ways, but from every angle, oh, the outlook is the same. I swear that I'm not a cynic, my glass just has no water in it today. I swear that I'm not a cynic, my glass just has no water in it today. I'm not prepared for the future. So many things that I just don't know. I cut my hair, bought a new shirt, new pair of shoes, and it's time to go. I finally found an apartment, signed a lease on a car this month. I can't go back to the start now, time doesn't slow down. I'm on my own. Guess my childhood is over now. I'm taking down my posters and I'm putting all my things inside a box next to a toaster. That's my closest thing to closure. I can't stop this roller coaster. I'm not ready to get older. I'm not ready to get older. Guess my childhood is over now. I'm taking down my posters and I'm telling all my friends we'll get together next October. That's my closest thing to closure. I can't stop this roller coaster. I'm not ready to get older. I'm not ready to get older. Seem so far away. I know I gotta make a little money, then maybe find somebody to call my own. I'm ready, but I can't go back in time. I know it's all out of my control now. I know. Guess my childhood is over now. I'm taking down my posters and I'm putting all my things inside a box next to a toaster. That's my closest thing to closure. I can't stop this roller coaster. I'm not ready to get older. I'm not ready to get older. My childhood is over now. I'm taking down my posters and I'm telling all my friends we'll get together next October. That's my closest thing to closure. I can't stop this roller coaster. I'm not ready to get older. I'm not ready to get older. Childhood is over, one day I'll be buying posters for my kids just like my parents did for me. It's never over, they'll grow up and soon enough they'll wish the time would just move slower. I'm not ready to get older, I'm not ready to get older. Yes, my childhood is over now. I'm taking down my posters and I'm putting all my things inside a box next to a toaster. That's my closest thing to closure. I can't stop this roller coaster. I'm not ready to get older, I'm not ready to get older. Prepared for the future. So many things that I just don't know. I cut my hair, bought a new shirt, new pair of shoes, and it's time to go. Gabriel, the oldest son, he praised the Lord and married young, became a priest and at confession cured the people of transgression. Gabriel, he held the weight of everybody's toxic waste, and with the load upon his shoulder couldn't sleep as he got older. Oh, what it means to be someone that everybody has to talk to, everybody has to talk to. Oh, our Gabriel, he had no one that he could talk to. Gabriel, he had no one that he could talk to. Looking for a place to be or some place he could hide his grief, Gabriel ran to the beach and set out for the open sea. Heaved the baggage from the sands aboard the vessel with his hands, and when he couldn't see the land, released their sins on his command. Oh, what it means to be someone that everybody has to talk to, everybody has to talk to. Oh, our Gabriel, he had no one that he could talk to. Gabriel, he had no one that he could talk to. As the problem slowly drifted, all the weight was quickly lifted from his back into the sea. He finally felt he was free. When he got home after months, sat down and waited for lunch, he looked down at an empty dish, 'cause all their sins had killed the fish. Oh, what it means to be someone that everybody has to talk to, everybody has to talk to. Oh, our Gabriel, he had no one that he could talk to. Gabriel, he had no one that he could talk to. But is Gabriel responsible? I know the Bible isn't perfect, 'cause it left one person out. There was Adam, there was Eve, and there was someone else around. Yeah, I think his name was Steve, and he was passing through town when he heard a snake a-whispering to Adam in the garden. Take the fruit, it's good for you. Steve said, I beg your pardon. I know it's not my business, but will you just hear me out? He said, I wouldn't lie, you should not go to that tree. The serpent knows the apple grows from a forbidden seed. Oh, you want what you can't have, but you've got all the things you need. There was Adam, there was Eve, and there was Steve. He said, Adam, don't be fooled by the snake. Don't risk it all for a taste. Oh, what a waste to have everything and give it all away. Adam looked around, and as he wrestled with his fate, Steve and Eve rolled up their sleeves to wrestle with that snake. In the midst of all the chaos, Steve was still screaming out. He said, I wouldn't lie, you should not go to that tree. The serpent knows the apple grows from a forbidden seed. Oh, you want what you can't have, but you've got all the things you need. There was Adam, there was Eve, and there was Steve. He said, Adam, don't be fooled by the snake. Don't risk it all for a taste. Oh, what a waste to have everything and give it all away. Sometimes I feel like Adam, 'cause I've got more than I need. But even when I have it all, I want what's out of reach. Maybe I should learn my lesson, like Steve was talking to me. He said I wouldn't lie, you should not go to that tree. The serpent knows the apple grows from a forbidden seed. Oh, you want what you can't have, but you've got all the things you need. There was Adam, there was Eve, and there was Steve. He said, Adam, don't be fooled by the snake. Don't risk it all for a taste. Oh, what a waste to have everything and give it all away. Everybody has to get older, even Jenny. She's just 19, young and naive. She wants to find a way to be endless, fight the science in defiance, and be timeless. Silly little girl who tried to live forever. To live forever, gave away her soul to buy a bit of pleasure. Oh, the bitter pleasure. Wicked little boy who tried to steal her treasure. For the bitter pleasure. Now the curse forever, cursed together. And if you could see the look in her eyes, the wolf wore the sheep as a perfect disguise. And she can't believe that she fell for his lies. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. And as she got a little bit older, look at Jenny. Now she's 90, still looks 19, and all she knows to do is survive and stay alive. And now she's crying, 'cause she's not dying. Silly little girl who tried to live forever. To live forever, gave away her soul to buy a bit of pleasure. Oh, the bitter pleasure. Wicked little boy who tried to steal her treasure. For the bitter pleasure. Now the curse forever, cursed together. And if you could see the look in her eyes, the wolf wore the sheep as a perfect disguise. And she can't believe that she fell for his lies. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. And if you could see the look in her eyes, the wolf wore the sheep as a perfect disguise. And she can't believe that she fell for his lies. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. He promised forever, but she never knew the price. Outrunning karma, that boy, he's such a charmer. All the bugs and their larvae follow him out to Colorado. 10 dozen hearts in a bag, their bodies lying, he'll drag them down to Colorado. A modern desperado, and he'll race for miles through the night. He runs because he knows he cannot chase him for his lies. It's just a game of waiting from the church steeple down to Satan karma. There's really no escaping till he dies. Outrunning karma, that boy can't run no farther. It's the last days of Sparta. Follow him down to meet Apollo, and he'll brace for battle in the night. He'll fight because he knows he cannot hide. He's never gonna make it. All the poor people he's forsaken. Karma is always gonna chase him for his lies. It's just a game of waiting from the church steeple down to Satan karma. There's really no escaping till he dies. He's never gonna make it. All the poor people he's forsaken. Karma is always gonna chase him for his lies. It's just a game of waiting from the church steeple down to Satan karma. There's really no escaping till he dies. I heard glass shatter on the wall in the apartment above mine. At first I thought that I was dreaming, but then I heard the voice of a girl and it sounded like she'd been crying. Now I'm too worried to be sleeping, so I took the elevator to the second floor. Walked down the hall and then I knocked upon her door. She opened up and I asked about the things I've been hearing. She said, I think your ears are playing tricks on you. Sweater zipped up to her chin. Thanks for caring, sir, that's nice of you, but I have to go back in. Wish I could tell you about the noise, but I didn't hear a thing. She said it must have been the wind, must have been the wind, must have been the wind, it must have been the wind. She said it must have been the wind, must have been the wind, must have been the wind, it must have been the wind. So I was laying on the floor in my room, cold concrete on my back. No, I just couldn't shake the feeling. I didn't want to intrude cause I knew that I didn't have all the facts, but I couldn't bear the thought of leaving her. So I took the elevator to the second floor. Walked down the hall and then I knocked upon her door. She opened up and I asked about the things I've been hearing. She said, I think your ears are playing tricks on you. Sweater zipped up to her chin. Thanks for caring, sir, that's nice of you, but I have to go back in. Wish I could tell you about the noise, but I didn't hear a thing. She said it must have been the wind, must have been the wind, must have been the wind, it must have been the wind. She said it must have been the wind, must have been the wind, must have been the wind, it must have been the wind. Aim my boombox at the roof and play lean on me, just so that she knows that she can lean on me. And when she hears the words, I hope she knows she'll be okay. Aim my boombox at the roof and play lean on me, just so that she knows that she can lean on me. And when she hears the words, I know exactly what I'll say. Promise I'm not playing tricks on you. You're always welcome to come in. You could stay here for an hour or two if you ever need a friend. We can talk about the noise when you're ready, but was 6:48, I was walking home. Stepped to the gate and I'm all alone. I had chicken on the plate, but the food was cold. Then I covered up my face so that no one knows. I didn't want trouble, I'm the boy in the bubble. But then came trouble. When my mom walked into the living room, she said, boy, you gotta tell me what they did to you. I said, you don't wanna know the things I had to do. She said, son, you gotta tell me why you're black and blue. I said I didn't want trouble, I'm the boy in the bubble. But then came trouble. And my heart was pumping, chest was screaming, mind was running, air was freezing. Put my hands up, I told this kid I'm ready for a fight. Punch my face, do it 'cause I like the pain. Every time you curse my name, I know you want the satisfaction. It's not gonna happen. Knock me out, kick me when I'm on the ground. It's only gonna let you down. Come the lightning and the thunder, you're the one who suffer. Well, I squared him up, left my chest exposed. He threw a quick left hook and it broke my nose. I had thick red blood running down my clothes and a sick look 'cause I liked it though. I said I didn't want trouble, I'm the boy in the bubble. But then came trouble. And my heart was pumping, chest was screaming, mind was running, nose was bleeding. Put my hands up, I told this kid I'm ready for a fight. Punch my face, do it 'cause I like the pain. Every time you curse my name, I know you want the satisfaction. It's not gonna happen. Knock me out, kick me when I'm on the ground. It's only gonna let you down. Come the lightning and the thunder, you're the one who suffers. It was 6:48, he was walking home with the blood on his hands from a broken nose. But like every other day, he was scared to go back to his house 'cause his pops was home, drowning his troubles in whiskey bubbles, just looking for trouble. Well, there's no excuse for the things he did, but there's a lot at home that he's dealing with 'cause his dad's been drunk since he was a kid. And I hope one day that I'll say to him, put down those bubbles and that belt buckle in this broken bubble. Punch my face, do it 'cause I like the pain. Every time you curse my name, I know you want the satisfaction. It's not gonna happen. Knock me out, kick me when I'm on the ground. It's only gonna let you down. Come the lightning and the thunder, you're the one who suffer. I built a friend with 3 pieces of plastic and a pen. I made him on the table in the den. I gave him my old cell phone for a head. And we spent holidays in my house and we left presents in a stocking and we bought bolts and things and strings and a new watch. That's what he got. And we had so much fun together. We knew we'd be friends forever. And we had so much fun together. We had so much fun. Then I left for college in September and we wept 'cause we can't be together. So I kept pictures to remember my old friend. Then I met this girl at graduation and forget my oldest creation. And I guess I'll see him next vacation. Send my best, I send my best. And we had so much fun together. We knew we'd be friends forever. And we had so much fun together. We had so much fun. scribbled out in pencil and he wrote that he just wasn't stable all alone, all alone. Next to him, an empty glass of water that he spilled all over the body that I built. It fizzled and it popped and then it killed, and then it killed. And we had so much fun together. We thought we'd be friends forever. And we had so much fun together. We had so much fun. I built a friend. She told me that she loved me by the water fountain. She told me that she loved me and she didn't love him. And that was really lovely cause it was innocent. But now she's got a cup with something else in it. It's getting kinda blurry at 10:15. And he was in a hurry to be touching her skin. She's feeling kinda dirty when she's dancing with him, forgetting what she told me by the water fountain. Now he's grabbing her hips and pulling her in, kissing her lips and whispering in her ear. And she knows that she shouldn't listen, and that she should be with me by the water fountain. She couldn't be at home in the nighttime because it made her feel alone. But at that time she was too young. I was too young. I should have built a home with a fountain for us. The moment that she told me that she was in love, too young. I was too young. Too young. Too young. Too young. Young. And if she ever goes back to the water fountain, the handle will be broken and the rust set in. But my hand, it will be open and I'll try to fix it. My heart, it will be open and I'll try to give it. Now I'm grabbing her hips and pulling her in, kissing her lips and whispering in her ear. And I know that it's only a wish, and that we're not standing by the water fountain. Too young, too young, too young, young. She couldn't be at home in the nighttime because it made her feel alone. But at that time she was too young. I was too young. I should have built a home with a fountain for us. The moment that she told me that she was in love, too young. I was too young. Too young. Too young. Too young. Young. I should have built a home with a fountain for us. The moment that she told me that she was in love, too young. I was too young. I've got all these demons hiding underneath. Nobody can see them, nobody but me. And you're the reason, the only thing that keeps me from diving off the deep end. Because I've got all these demons, demons, demons. Well, I've first I thought I'd have to bear this weight by myself, but when my knees were getting weak and I was in need of help, you were there to take away the pain that I felt. You're the only one that gave me hope. You're the only one who really knows. I've got all these demons hiding underneath. Nobody can see them, nobody but me. And you're the reason, the only thing that keeps me from diving off the deep end. Because I've got all these demons, demons, demons. For a moment I thought maybe I was doing alright, so I took your love for granted and I left you behind. And I just didn't understand you or what kept me alive. You forgave me and you gave me hope. Still you're the only one who really knows. I've got all these demons hiding underneath. Nobody can see them, nobody but me. And you're the reason, the only thing that keeps me from diving off the deep end. Because I've got all these demons, demons, demons. It's you pull me through it on the days when I have doubts. Even when I turn my back on you, you never let me down. And even when I hit the bottom, no, you didn't let me drown. I've got all these demons hiding underneath. Nobody can see them, nobody but me. And you're the reason, the only thing that keeps me from diving off the deep end. Because I've got all these demons, demons, demons. Because I've got all these demons, demons, demons. Well, it all began in the back of her car. I was just 16, but I fell so hard. Well, the years went by and she held my heart, but her love ran dry and we fell apart. I felt her growing distant, I knew her love was shifting, and all that I could say was, don't tell me that it's over, the book of you and I. Now you've scribbled out my name and you've erased my favorite lines. There were so many chapters that we never got to write, like cereal for dinner and staying up all night. I remember where we started, I remember how you looked, but now I'm missing bits and pieces from the pages that you took. You didn't give a reason, I'll forever wonder why we never got to finish the book of you and I. Well, I bought a pen and I turned the page. Then I wrote about how I wish you'd stayed. I said all the things that I never got to say. Maybe when it's done I will feel okay. That she had grown so distant and that her love had shifted. I wish she felt the same. Don't tell me that it's over, the book of you and I. Now you've scribbled out my name and you've erased my favorite lines. There were so many chapters that we never got to write, like cereal for dinner and staying up all night. I remember where we started, I remember how you looked, but now I'm missing bits and pieces from the pages that you took. You never gave a reason, I'll forever wonder why we never got to finish the book of you and I. Don't tell me that you're leaving. My belly hurts and my heart is hardly beating right. I hate to it's over, the book of you and I. Now you've scribbled out my name and you've erased my favorite lines. There were so many chapters that we never got to write, like cereal for dinner and staying up all night. I remember where we started, I remember how you looked, but now I'm missing bits and pieces from the pages that you took. You never gave a reason, I'll forever wonder why we never got to finish the book of you and I. There's gotta be a reason that I'm here on earth. Gotta be a reason for the dust and the dirt. The changing of the seasons never changed my hurt. So what's it worth, what's it worth? Worth another shot of whiskey and another sip of gin, another drop of poison that is slowly sinking in. If we're going down together, better take another hit. We won't be here forever, so let's make the best of it. The sad song in his brain. General Cloud is an old man now, but it feels like yesterday. He was on the front line, stranded on the beach, crawling to his best friend, floating in the sea. But he didn't make it, he still can't believe how arbitrary fate is. He says, there's gotta be a reason that I'm here on earth. Gotta be a reason for the dust and the dirt. The changing of the seasons never changed my hurt. So what's it worth, what's it worth? Worth another shot of whiskey and another sip of gin, another drop of poison that is slowly sinking in. If we're going down together, better take another hit. We won't be here forever, so let's make the best of it. To her job in town with a sad song in her heart. 33 with a wasted dream to become a movie star. Living out a suitcase, serving at a bar, saving up some pennies, working after dark. Is she gonna make it? She still can't believe how arbitrary fate is. She says, there's gotta be a reason that I'm here on earth. Gotta be a reason for the dust and the dirt. The changing of the seasons never changed my hurt. So what's it worth, what's it worth? Worth another shot of whiskey and another sip of gin, another drop of poison that is slowly sinking in. If we're going down together, better take another hit. We won't be here forever, so let's make the best of it. Change my hurt. So what's it worth, what's it worth? Worth another shot of whiskey and another sip of gin, another drop of poison that is slowly sinking in. If we're going down together, better take another hit. We won't be here forever, so let's make the best of it. Sorry that I did this. The blood is on my hands. I stare at my reflection. I don't know who I am. Practice my confession in case I take the stand. I'll say I learned my lesson. I'll be a better man. I'm packing up my things and I'm wiping down the walls. I'm rinsing off my clothes and I'm walking through the halls. I did it all for her, so I felt nothing at all. I don't know what she'll say, so I'll ask her when she calls. Would you love me more? Would you love me more? If I killed someone for you, would you hold my hands? Would you hold my hands? Does it seem I see the flashing lights. I'm driving through the suburbs, wearing my disguise. I show up at her doorstep to look her in the eyes. I tell her that it's me, but she doesn't recognize. Can't you see I'm running? Said I need a place to hide. I've gotta ask you something, could you please let me inside? Just let me explain, no I wouldn't tell you lies. I know you'll understand if you let me stay the night. Would you love me more if I killed someone for you? Would you hold my hands? There's the same ones that I used when I killed someone for you. Would you turn me in when they say I'm on the loose? Would you hide me when my face is on the news? 'Cause I killed someone for you. You have to understand that the one I killed is me, changing what I was for what you wanted me to be. I followed your direction, did everything you asked. I hope it makes you happy, 'cause there's just no turning back. Would you love me more if I killed someone for you? Would you hold my hands? There's the same ones that I used when I killed someone for you. Would you turn me in when they say I'm on the loose? Would you hide me when my face is on the news? 'Cause I killed someone for you. Well, my manager rang, he said, I hate to break the news, but the label called today, they said they have to cut you loose. I felt broken like a vase that had fallen from the roof, tears rolling down my face, Lord, what am I to do? I felt pain in my life so far, a fractured wrist and a broken heart. But this is sure to leave a nasty scar, one that might not heal. So I said, this is the worst day of my life. It's the worst day of my life. And I don't know how I'll survive. It's the worst day of my life. I'll admit it's a struggle, finding light in the tunnel. This is the worst day of my life. It's the worst day of my life. Well, I gave up my degree and I moved away from home. I was following the dream, now there's nowhere I can go. So I called up my mom and I was bawling on the phone. I was acting like a child, but I was all the way grown. I felt pain in my life so far, a fractured wrist and a broken heart. But this is sure to leave a nasty scar, one that might not heal. So I said, this is the worst day of my life. It's the worst day of my life. And I don't know how I'll survive. It's the worst day of my life. I'll admit it's a struggle, finding light in the tunnel. This is the worst day of my life. It's the worst day of my life. So I thought to myself that now it's time to choose. I can pick myself up or I can give into the blues. So I swore in my heart that I was never gonna lose. I would crawl until I made it, 'cause I've got something to prove. I felt pain in my life so far, a fractured wrist and a broken heart. But this is sure to leave a nasty scar, one that might not heal. So I said, this is the worst day of my life. It's the worst day of my life. And I don't know how I'll survive. It's the worst day of my life. I'll admit it's a struggle, finding light in the tunnel. This is the worst day of my life. It's the worst day of my life.